31015 goes 20, clear the land runway 24.
Clear the land, 4 left turn.
Hey everybody, welcome to New York. Well, I finally got my 4th computer done. The server computer, which is now running at 5.3 gig like the rest of the setup. Had a bit of an issue with that one. Had a bad motherboard, processor had to be returned. And then the replacement motherboard was bad. So, this is the 3rd one now. This one seems to be alright. Figured I'd do some testing. I'm not going anywhere. Just want to see what it looks like. I've upped the graphics a couple of notches just by updating my my CPUs. So the 7700s were holding it back. That was the bottleneck over the 1080 Ti and the 2080 Ti's. So now the bottleneck is back on the GPU. So when the 3090s get here eventually, or the 4000 series, whatever, we'll put those in. But right now, the 1080 Ti, which are on the left and right screens, are handling their own pretty well in New York. Graphics are full right. The only thing that's not full right is reflections, because I just don't like them. And the AA is only 2 notches up. It's 3 notches from full right. If I can get another notch or 2 with the 3090s, that would be nice. But everything else is basically full blast. Let's bring out some flaps, get the nose down so we can get a good look. We're going to cruise around Manhattan. I'm going to take a look at these buildings and see what kind of stutters we get. Let's bring out some flaps and get the nose down. Give you a better view.
Correct. Departure airborne from Alpha, clear to go 23 feet.
And my old neighborhood we're coming up to, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. There's the Verrazano Bridge, you up to the right at 1 o'clock. You'll notice that my flap issue is now gone. I think you can pick up that gauge where the camera is. I was getting some massive stutters on my flaps and on my speed brake. Could not get it to work at all with the Zebo mod. And what I found is that X-Plane was telling me that the axis for my speed brake and my flaps were 2 and 3. And as it turns out, I ran this macro program that snoops on them while they're in operation in X-Plane, and lo and behold, they were showing numbers 51 and 52. So I went in and Zebo's electronic flight bag, I made the changes to 51 and 52, calibrated them in the flight bag as well, put in all the notches, and it has been rock solid ever since. I have a friend of mine out in California that runs a flight deck just like mine, and he's been having some issues with takeoff config alarm because it flaps 5, you get that flutter, it thinks that they're still in motion, so you get that that warning. So hopefully this is going to fix his issue as well. That moon looks simply amazing. There's the Bell Parkway down there.
ILS 23.
Very tall.
387, Skyline 310, at 12, gust 19, clear to land runway 23. 23, ILS 387. 7228 is with you on the visual 24 left.
7328, Charlie, wind 310, 15 goes 20, clear the land runway 24 left.
Clear land 24 left, 73.
A little bit of stutter on that right computer. The frames are holding 30 though, from what I can see in the counter.
Alright, 4 tight and line up and wait, runway 24.
So it looks like it was a momentary thing. It's still running rather smooth for having all of the buildings out in New York City. No way I could do this with my 7700s. With the 1080 Ti's and the 2080 Ti that's in here, no way. It would be a stuttering mess. There's a Verrazano Bridge. Looks like there's a pair of bridges there. I'm gonna have to go in and take a look at that. I've got one too many bridges down there.
American 2852, cross runway 24.
I think that might be just Recce design and default. Tell you, the anchorages into Brooklyn look pretty good. Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. On the right side of the bridge. My old stomping ground. Spent many days on that 69th Street Pier. For those of you that know Bay Ridge or live there. Now let's come around and take a look at the Brooklyn, Manhattan, and the Williamsburg Bridge as we come around the right side. BMW is the easy way to remember what bridge comes where as you're coming from the southern tip of Manhattan. B, Brooklyn Bridge, and Manhattan Bridge, W, the Williamsburg Bridge, BMW. Just about 1,300 feet. I'm hoping you have a pretty decent view.
1705 Tower, wind 31011, best 19, continue number 1.
You might be able to see that counter up in the left-hand corner there. Just want to check my frames when they get stutters. Figured after this I may do a fly around in Vegas. I have fly Tampa's Vegas. Oh, excuse me. And I may actually go hit that next to see how well it performs. But I'm real impressed with this update.
Mike Alpha. Jet Ranger off to your right of the book, 2 o'clock in a mile. We'll be passing behind you, 900 feet, head to the boundary base.
Man, what a view. Statue of Liberty is looking nice. And this is running at 4K now. Not only do I have the AA kicked up a couple of notches, I'm at 4K. And it's still performing beautifully.
On 127.6.
Looks like you can see the lead-in lights for LaGuardia up there.
You're well clear of the traffic now. Roger, thanks.
A little bit of stutter on the left monitor. 1080 Ti, 2930, 2930 on
I got nothing further veered down towards back to pass.
Yeah, it looks like these bridges, Brooklyn Bridge is doubled up. Yeah, I think I got double bridges. I have to take the default
1,000
bridges out of here. Leave the nice one from this Recce design. Yeah, you can see dual bridges down there. That should be a minor easy thing to see.
Mr. Birch, altitude set.
It's a Verizon building. FDR Drive. Con Ed Power Plant. Right off the drive. Way back when I was working for the New York City Fire Department on an ambulance for EMS. I worked Station 15, which is up here. And my PAR, my primary area of response, was 125th Street, Lexington Avenue. Lovely neighborhood. Now Manhattan's looking pretty nice. The 1080 Ti is a little flicky here and there, but it's doing better than I expected. Alright, let's get a little bit of altitude here, get rid of that landing gear alarm.
Yeah, are you guys all wearing a face mask while you're in the tower? Yeah, we are.
And then up here we have the Triborough Bridge.
Yeah, we sound like that.
I believe they renamed them now. Was it you, Carrie, now, or somebody?
Fast fighter pilot.
It is, and will always be, the Triborough Bridge, the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. New York claims they're broke, but yet they spend millions of dollars changing signs and names. It's amazing. Yet they don't have money for their employees. There's the Washington Bridge.
Jazz 839 next up on the high speed.
And if we were to continue up the West Side Highway there, we'd run into the Throgs Neck and Whitestone bridges.
Roger.
I'm actually impressed with this. As well as this is doing, you can take your time with the 3090 cars now.
Sorry about that, 7241.
I'm not paying $3 grand for these cars. These prices come back to normal, put me down for 3. Until then, this is good enough.
Sierra Bravo, Terrell short runway 0, right for landing traffic.
Well, here's a Washington Bridge. How about we come down the left side of Manhattan now? See if the Intrepid and whatnot is down there. A little bit of flicker on the left. I'm going to set a monitor there for the 2080 Ti, but she's maintaining 30 frames. So I wonder if that's a setting and video. I may have to take a look at it with those settings. Alright, here's the west side now. West Side Highway. And we have Jersey on over to the right.
Mr. Bravo, turn Alpha, line up runway 08 right. Line up runway 08 right for Lima Sierra Bravo.
Alright, so where do we want to land? Do we want to land in Newark, JFK, LaGuardia? You know what, how about we swing around and come to LaGuardia? Where I lived in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, I was on 61st Street between 4th and 5th Avenue. 3 houses off the Sunoco gas station that was on the corner there. I believe it's still there. And the approach into LaGuardia was right over my window.
Runway 13, contact ground 012 on the phone.
Close to runway, clear ground 121, this will tell about
Let's come on in over Bay Ridge. Yeah, I'm surprised it's doing as well as it's doing. I mean, I got world objects maximized. We've got real weather going. We've got clouds up there. I've had some wind. It seems like it's gone now.
On 116 Heavy, 08 final.
On the phone 116 Heavy, Vancouver Tower, speed at your discretion. Clear to land runway 08 knots.
To the right there.
Still 8 left, counting for 116 Heavy.
Here's the Verrazano again, Staten Island. Yeah, let's come in nice and low into LaGuardia and put it down. Low and slow. Taking the sights.
That's okay. You bet.
Matter of fact, let's drop the gear and get some more flaps out and get the nose down some more. Come in nice and slow. I see the Zeebo speed tape is still off a bit on flaps 30.
Identify you can see on that frequency, clear direction west. Clear direction west, Montreal, Mike.
25. See, flaps 25 is right over VREF. That shouldn't be.
on 116, that's Mike 5.
And we'll go to flaps 30.
7.15. But this is the 105 Mike 5.
That's where we should be. At flaps 25, we should be basically right there. As you can see that indicator. It's off by a few knots. Alright, we are pretty much good for landing. Let's see. Auto brake, speed brake, yeah, lights lit up. There was a good Italian restaurant down there on 75th Street, 5th Avenue, Gino's. One of my favorite Italian restaurants. That and Casa Calamari on 86th Street and 3rd Avenue. Those of you that are in Bay Ridge, you're lucky, man. You have some good pizza in Brooklyn. You don't get that down here in Boca. That's for sure. Let's swing around and land in LaGuardia. Look at all these buildings. It's got to be a setting, because my 2080 Ti gives me a little flicker and the 1080 Ti is not giving me any. So I'm going to have to play around with NVIDIA a bit and see what the deal is there. Let's not get too low. My old neighborhood, I guess that must be 65th Street. Looks like the two buildings are there right by the Burger King building that they used to call it. The BQE meets up with the Bell Parkway and then continues along 3rd Avenue. So right down there would be the Sunoco gas station where I worked. And the apartment building I grew up in. 16-unit apartment building. Man, that was some block. Woo-wee! And we get out of school at 3 o'clock. There were 40, 50 friends ready to have a great time. Kids down here in Boca have no idea what they missed growing up. Baby boomers had it the best. You can keep your gadgets. I have my gadgets now. Plus I had those times back then. Alright, let's put this puppy down in LaGuardia. I'm hoping you're getting a nice view out the window here. And I'm not just talking to myself wasting all this time. Alright, here's LaGuardia, 12 o'clock. We're a little low, but that's alright. I'm really impressed with the performance. This is unexpected. I mean, I thought I'd get a little bit of a kick bringing up the CPUs, but wow. That 7700 was definitely not doing me justice anymore. Wow.
235, down, right. Okay, 235, our number, runway 08, right, keep at your discretion.
How about we hang at 1100 feet here? Actually, I don't even have my altimeter set, so I wouldn't be surprised if that goes below 0. I didn't set anything. I'm just in here checking my systems. But I know I gotta check my bridges in New York now. Found something out. Next, I think maybe we'll cruise around Vegas. See what that looks like. Then maybe LAX, Chicago, some hard-hitting places. You got a hard-hitting area, write it down, man. Let me know. I'm going to check it. But I'm really impressed, I can tell you that. Not bad. All right, Johnny. Let's bring it home. Let's hold at 1100 here until we get our lights. Oh, let's check our beacons. Are they working? There's your outer marker. And switch off. Alright, we're starting to get the Vazzy lights now. Here we go. My bird.
69 Charlie, 4 line up runway 08 right.
Bottom of runway right, Charlie, surprise.
I hope you have a good view of this because this is looking real nice.
Approaching 04.
This is the best I've seen flight sim yet. And I don't have reshade in here. I'm not using reshade lighting. I've been doing some testing without it. You can only imagine what it's going to look like when I put it back. If I put it back. This looks real nice. I may not put it back.
400. 300.
Gotta fix those approach lights. I don't like that sticking out like that off the light. Looks ridiculous.
We have the right from threshold, we're 10-0.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Approaching 13.
Not bad. Alright, now let's see what the stutters are like pulling up into gate. When I get graphics that take up a large part of the screen, I was getting some stutters going along the way. Let's see if that's changed at all.
Falcon 127, turn number 1, runway 08
Some stutters on the turn here.
Falcon 127, long landings approved, clear to land runway 08 right.
Long landing approved, clear land 08 right, Falcon 127.
Bit of flicker.
212 tower threshold, line up runway 08 right, fix and landed climb runway heading balance unchanged.
Not that bad.
Line up going runway 8 right and climb the runway heading balance unchanged for Canada 212. Sure.
Approaching 13.
Falcon 127, exit right on hotel, contact ground there 121.7.
7 hotel, right ground 117. Tower, Fairview 220 on the Iris 08 right.
Fairview 2200, tower number 1, runway 08 right, speeds at your discretion.
Speeds at discretion on 5200.
A little bit of flicker on the left there. But I am running Jizwecki designs for the airport as well as Jizwecki, New York. Manhattan, that is, the city. So that's a pretty big hit.
North Caribou 2200, long landings approved, clear to land runway 08 right.
Long landings approved, clear land runway 08 right, North Caribou 2200.
Sure.
About we turn in right here.
Okay, LM219 heavy, essentially showing that. LM219 heavy, tower clear to land runway 08 right.
Good land, 08 left, okay, LM219 heavy.
Yeah, the 1080 Ti seems to have a little bit more of a problem trying to keep up. But all in all, for what I'm pushing, I'm impressed. Not bad. Maybe next we'll go take a look at Vegas. Look audio. LAX area.
Heavy tower at the threshold, line up runway 08 right.
At the threshold, line up on a 08 right, then 278.